Now, the Nigerian Senate this week rescinded its decision on some clauses in the electoral amendment bill that was passed in July. One of the clauses, 52, deals with the methods of voting and collation of results in an election. The Senate also amended the clause to let the electoral umpire, INEC, determine the use of electronic voting and transfer of results. It also amended Clause 87 of the bill to mandate political parties to hold only direct primaries for candidates seeking elective positions. Apparently, a new wave of conversation has been ignited by this development against the backdrop of the fact that the senators manifestly opposed the approach to the result collation for a fairly long time. Now, joining us to weigh in on this matter are two gentlemen, Auwal Rafsanjani, who is the chairman board of Transition Monitoring Group, and God bless Otubore, president ready to lead Africa, and the current vice president of the Mandela Washington Fellowship Alumni Association of Nigeria. I want to say thank you and welcome to Newsday. Let's start with you, Auwal. And it took a while for the senators to come around to getting on board, or probably heeding to the yearnings of Nigeria, that it can be done and it should be done, talking about the transmission of results electronically. Does it worry you that probably the senators here in Nigeria are not really in touch with their people and the yearnings of the people in terms of progressiveness when it comes to democracy we find today?
Yeah, well, thank you very much. I think every Nigerian must be concerned with the way and manner in which the legislature or legislators conduct their affairs. Because one of the major critical important legislative work, it has to do with constituency outreach. Constituency outreach is about consultation, discussion, getting information, giving feedback, taking early warnings in your constituency, as well as also taking those vital decisions that you are going to take to get their input. So, but in Nigeria, over the years, legislators, they disconnected too much with their constraints. And that's called for the issue of accountability, because there's no way everybody will be accountable to you and then you are not accountable to anybody. So that is why the Constitution clearly spells out one of the key important legislative work, which is constituency outreach or constituency accountability. So in a situation whereby members will come and take decision without consulting with their constituents, without giving them feedback, without actually having any sense of feedback to them, it means that they are actually representing themselves, not the people that elected them to represent them. So if they had been listening to Nigerians, even at the public hearing, Nigerians have said that, look, they want electronic transmission of results to happen. But they ignore it, and until when Nigerians, and thanks to the media and vibrant civil society in Nigeria, continue to insist that, look, if you are doing democracy, you must listen to people, and you must also take decisions that are going to help to deepen democracy, that will also help to improve electoral transparency, so that there will be electoral confidence on Nigerians. Because many Nigerians have lost confidence about participating in the election or electoral process because of the manipulation, violence, and lack of transparency in the way and manner in which it is being conducted. So I think what Nigerian people have shown to Senate and the National Assembly generally is to say that, look, if we are practicing democracy and if we really want to, democracy to be consolidated in Nigeria, you cannot continue business as usual, because it is simply using public, funds to execute your personal agenda. That is what Nigerians have spoken, and I'm happy that the effort of civil society and the media has yielded results to get the National Assembly, particularly the Senate, to revise the decision that they have taken before, which is very, very retrogressive, which is meant to continue to deepen electoral fraud, electoral manipulation, electoral violence, and with this amendment that they have done or reversal they have done, it is important that we consolidate and also look other options, other areas where we also have lacuna to block. Otherwise, the 2023 election, if it is conducted in the way it used to be conducted in the past,
yes,
many Nigerians will not even participate. Many
yes,
Nigerians will not really give legitimacy to that election. So it is absolutely necessary National Assembly people listen to Nigerians, listen to their constituents, and take decisions that are very progressive.
Just to interrupt you really quickly, for the sake of time,
provide good governance.
For the sake of time, to interrupt you, we also want to get our other guests' comments on the e-transmission of the results. So please, God bless. What are some of your take on the e-transmission of results, pretty quickly?
Very quickly, we want to thank Nigerians and, of course, the civil society space and the media. Of course, Arise TV has been a very good support to our work so far. We took it as a welcome development, and we're saying to the senators who thought it wise to listen to Nigerians that we are the ones with the power. We only sent you there to represent us. So for our community, our demographic, as young people, the CSO society, a lot of us who have been working on this bill since 2019, we are excited. Now we're saying to INEC, over to you. We're standing for the people. We did not stand with the senators and the House of Rep members who were opposing this. We stood by the people. We stood by the country. We stood by our democracy. And that is why when they came out on Tuesday and said, oh, we've reconsidered our position, we said to them, well done. Because though they may be in error before, they have now seen the light. So we're grateful to the energy the Nigerians have shown, and we just want to see that the next phase is where we're headed. We want the conference committee to harmonize as quickly as possible, because I am saying it on air and I'm saying it today. You will hold the president accountable to what I'm going to say. President Muhammadu Buhari wants to sign the bill. All he has said to us is, get them to clean it up, and I will do it because he promised us in June. And we're looking forward to getting the conference committee to harmonize as quickly as possible and get this bill signed. Let it become the act before the end of 2021.
Okay. Auwal, I just want to get your comments on some additional reforms as you see right now, seeing that we've gotten one reform moved, passed, soon to be passed. What are some additional reforms that you think would boost up the elections for the upcoming elections?
Well, as you know, the responsibility to conduct election is domiciled within the powers of INEC, as you know, the Constitution has given it that responsibility. So the INEC has come up with various intervention that they will want to use to strengthen, the electoral process. I think, many of these reforms did not necessarily require legislation, but they require, INEC guidelines and compliance on those, issues. So we believe that INEC, given the mandate that it has been given under our Constitution, they will be able to bring out more other areas of improvement, particularly in terms of logistic. This is something that need to be really improved. INEC should strive to make sure that this time around the issues of logistic is not going to threaten the credibility of the election. Secondly, we also believe that in terms of preparation, INEC also has adequate time between now and 2023 to put in place all the things that needed to be put in place in order to ensure that we have a smooth election. Thirdly, in the area of security, I think it is important that again we have a serious reform in the way and manner in which serving politicians, they do come to the polls. to intimidate, harass, other voters. Fourthly, the issue of vote buying that has also characterized and undermined the integrity of our election must be taken seriously by INEC. Vote buying by serving political appointees or political leaders, and even those other ones from the opposition, must be taken seriously. In other words, there must be strong sanction. If we want to improve our electoral process and we want the needed reforms, we need to also look at the issues of money, use of dirty money in financing election. We have to comply with the guideline limit of how much you can actually spend, campaign limit spending. If we do not have a reform in that area to ensure that there's a compliance, then it means that those who have dirty money, those who have stolen money, those who are using godfatherism, they will still come and undermine the electoral integrity by using money and also using violence to undermine the process. So we want to see reforms in line with what INEC has also suggested to minimize use of dirty money or outside the campaign limit, the campaign funds limit that politicians are supposed to spend. If we cannot do that, then it means that the process will still be a flaw, and we do not wish to have such kind of election in 2023, because Nigerians are tired of people who will just come simply because they have dirty money, they have stolen money, they have godfathers, they have connection with the security or with the power that be, to impose themselves. At the end of the day, it is going to be a vicious cycle. It's not going to deliver democracy. We want to see election delivers good governance in this country. We are tired of electing people just for the purpose of stealing and siphoning public taxpayer money. So we need to...
All right, I want to say thank you very much to both gentlemen, Auwal Rafsanjani and God bless Otubore, for sharing your views on electoral reforms.